Hello. So I started playing Overwatch again for the first time since fucking 2018 pretty much. And I found myself enjoying the hero Venture a lot. So I did some research and I find a lot of people don't really like this character on their team because they find it doesn't really do anything very well. It doesn't do decisive damage. It's not very tanky. It's hard to find its role in the game. Let me preface this by saying I played ranked for pretty much all day yesterday, playing only Venture, and I am silver 5, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but I have a lot that I've learned about this character that I feel like it'd be nice to share, that maybe a lot of people don't understand about the character. They haven't maybe put the time in to understand where they can really get their value out of it. I want to talk about their perks. I want to talk about a lot of things. So the quick melee is a very big thing with Venture, and if you read here, it doesn't really tell you much about it. It just says quick melee does more damage. Obviously, quick melee, if I switch to another character, just real quick, just to test it out, quick melee is very useful on a lot of heroes, especially heroes with maybe less damage, right? With less damage, like Winston, for example, his damage is very low. So you weave in quick melees every now and then for extra burst damage. Gives you a bit more decisive damage, right? The thing about Venture is it says Venture's quick melee does more damage, right? But how much more damage is that? A normal quick melee does 30 damage. Venture's quick melee does around 70 damage, I believe? 70, 140, 210, maybe 75 damage about that Venture's quick melee does. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. And Venture has a perk that makes it so if you hit... Basically, Venture's quick melee hits 3 times. Maybe even more than 3 times, I'm not exactly sure. Basically, you can build up to 30 shield by hitting Venture's quick melee. If you land every hit, I believe. That in certain matchups is a really big deal. That 30 HP will go a long way, a very long way. I just want to give an example. So one of Venture's worst matchups that I've experienced is Junkrat. Because Junkrat can just go and do 250 damage instantly, just like that. I personally always take the 1v1 with Junk as Venture, even though I die 90% of the time. I think that perk for Clobber is the difference maker in certain matchups like that, where you get bursted very fast. That 30 extra HP will be the difference maker to allow you to use your abilities and stay alive and potentially win the matchup, right? That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. So the first thing, I already went over the first thing. Another thing I want to show with her quick melee will cancel all of her not all of her animations, but some of her animations. I'm not sure if Venture is a girl, actually. I'll just say they. My bad. So, like, Venture's quick melee will cancel the auto animation, and Venture's quick melee will cancel... It will cancel the auto animation, but you can also cancel it into... So you can go... Auto quick melee drill charge. You don't hit every hit of the quick melee because you're canceling it with the drill charge, but it is a very, very high amount of burst damage. It's comparable to Junkrat's burst combo doing this. You can open with a fully charged one of these. That's not really a good example, but you probably don't want to open with a fully charged one of those. The idea is that you're saving a cooldown with this combo. So you can go auto quick melee, drill charge, and they're left on 1 HP. That's 1 auto. I believe it's even a fucking... I believe it is even. Will kill on, like, a non-direct hit at that point. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not a non-direct hit, but... The point stands, you're saving a cooldown and bursting 225 HP. I want to say this will insta-kill a Tracer. Don't get me wrong, it's really hard to hit on a Tracer, but... She's dead. Just like that. Before she even thought to use recall, probably. She's like, oh, I'll just tank a Venture hit, I'll tank 1 Venture auto, and then recall.
I won't either.
Well, she's fucking dead. Before she even thought to recall. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Imagine on a hero that is, I don't know, is there a hero that's like 225 HP? I don't know if there's any 225 HP heroes. I'm trying to think, like Lucio's less HP, right? Here's another good example of a hard to deal with flanker hero. 225 HP, just out of curiosity. I believe this combo will kill a Lucio.
Let's make history.
I'm very unfamiliar with the game. Most of this stuff I learned like today, pretty much, like today. Just loading up the game. I went in here and I looked at her perks and I learned a lot. So that's Venture. We want to look at Lucio. A 225 HP hero. It doesn't kill. That's good to know.
I'll keep that off the record.
See, another reason why this is really good, Venture's quick melee has a really long wind down. If you don't cancel it with drill dash, you notice it takes a really long time. I can't shoot. I'm spamming right click. Watch, I'm spamming right click or left click. Spamming shoot button. You see how long it takes for me to shoot? This small cancel, it makes a very big difference. And I'm just curious. So like, if you let your quick melee fully go, it's not as quick. It's situational, obviously, but if you let your quick melee go completely, that's a Lucio dead pretty much instantly. It's going to be hard to hit all that on a Lucio. You're probably not going to hit all of your quick melee hits on a Lucio. I reckon you're better off just going for the combo I said initially, so you have an opportunity to burst him. If you are on top of him, you hit one of these on him, he's dead. I think this character is a lot more damage than people think. It's just, she's hard. He's hard. They're hard. I'm not sure. I'm hard. I'm not sure. The character is challenging. It's hard to get value out of. It's obviously, these combos that I'm showing you are not, they're going to be a lot harder to hit on a moving target. But I feel like people don't understand how much damage this character is capable of doing. Another thing that I just learned today, the one perk that reduces your cooldowns by 300% while you have your ult up, you can get 3 drill charges out of it. I didn't really think the perk was that good because you can't really use your knockup that much. You honestly can. You can get away with 1 knockup and then still get a ton of value out of it. Basically get 3. You can get a lot of value out of your cooldowns with this perk. A lot. I can't remember what her other perk option is on that page. I want to talk about that, but I can't really remember what that is. I'll take this for now because I want to talk about that. But yeah, the 300% cooldown perk is very, very strong, I reckon. It's very, very strong. You have to be careful with how you manage your cooldowns because you can end up not being able to shoot all 4 of your shots. But the fact that you can open with 1, shoot, you have it back, shoot, you basically have it back. You can easily get 3 drill charges. It's very powerful. I'm honestly curious, the interaction. I haven't really tested this interaction. If you use both cooldowns, like how does that look? If you go like this. I didn't use my ults. Oh, I see. You can't. Interesting. How does that work? I don't really know how this interaction works. You just stay in for as long as possible. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't think you're going to want to do that with this perk very much, make plays like that, because you really, I feel like you want to shoot your ult as much as you can, right? So I think you can use your drill dash, reduce cooldown to position yourself better to be able to land your ult. I'm learning stuff as I'm making this. This isn't really a guide, more so just maybe trying to shed light on some things that people didn't know about this character. I never see this character in my games. I played like almost 100 games within the past 2 days, and I shit you not, I'm the only person to pick this character. I would let, it's not like I'm like, oh, I pick Venture and I leave the game. I would let someone else play the character if they wanted to. It's never banned in ranked, and I'm in silver, obviously, but it's never banned in ranked. No one picks the character. And I feel like nobody picks the character because they think they are bad. So that's kind of why I wanted to I kind of wanted to explain this. So my idea with the Clobber perk that gives you 30 HP, I think that's really good in hard matchups. I think both perks are situationally good in hard matchups. So sometimes I've noticed people will pick Pharah. People will pick Pharah when I pick Venture. And I believe that this perk could be very good into a Pharah. It's kind of hard to hit a Pharah, don't get me wrong. But I think this perk will give you an advantage against a Pharah. Not an advantage, it gives you an opportunity against a Pharah. Whereas before you can't really fucking hit her at all. With this perk you can actually hit her. In bad matchups like that, I think this perk is the way to go. But then the flip side, against flankers, against other flankers, people that are going to burst you really fast, like a Reaper, who's going to burst you really quick, and you don't really have the damage to burst him down, especially with his lifesteal, I think the Clobber bonus HP is really beneficial in matchups like that, and matchups like the original one that I was talking about that wasn't Reaper. In Junkrat, for example, Junk instantly can kill you. Junk can, I already showed it earlier, Junk can do 250 damage in the blink of an eye. Venture only has 250 HP. You get shields when you use abilities, but that 300 HP, that extra 50 is not gonna cut it. It's not gonna cut it. Against a Junkrat, it's not even gonna cut it. Even with the perk, it's most likely not gonna cut it. But I think that is where the value will, you'll see the value in live against very scary matchups like that kill you very fast. That's where you'll see the value from the bonus 30 HP from the Clobber. I don't really have much else to talk about. I don't really have any gameplay footage right now. At the moment. Maybe I'll come back with some more gameplay footage later with my Silver Venture gameplay. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. Venture's a very good character in my opinion. Definitely my favorite by far. I'm a big fan. I'm trying to think, is there anything that I want to talk about? There's a lot of in-game scenarios that I could talk about, like depending on matchups, how you want to play. If you want to play front to back, if you need to create space for your team, if you are just on the flank, which is most of the time what I'm doing with Venture is I'm going on the flank and I'm trying to catch off a healer or another DPS off guard and just instantly killing them. This character has a lot of potential that isn't, they're labeled as a flanker, right? But they can do a lot more than flank. They can play pseudo frontline. They're very good at taking space. I would say they're better at holding space arguably than they are at being a standard flanker, I would say. Every other flanker I feel like has, I would argue every other flanker in the game on paper is better than Venture. I would argue. Yeah. I understand why people don't think this character is great, but I also think people don't understand them very well. I think there's a lot that people have to learn about this character still. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else I want to say. Trying to think, honestly. I could talk about in-game scenarios and stuff maybe another time. I think there's a couple things that I wanted to just talk about, even if it's just I use this as a reference point for myself. I come back and just watch this myself. It's just a reference point, maybe just to refresh myself on a thing or two, you know? One more thing, I mean, this is kind of, I feel like it kind of is relevant, actually. I feel like you probably don't know this unless you play a lot of Venture. Venture's quick melee can be, you can drive it, which makes sense because you can use it while you're moving, right? It's kind of like Reinhammer, but deals a lot less damage, you know? I mean, most people who have played Overwatch for a really long time probably know all this stuff already, right? But this video is really for people like me, for people who are coming back to the game after a while. Maybe they like Venture. Maybe they want a different perspective than just a standard guide video, you know? Break things down a little bit differently.
Hey, I see one.
I was gonna say, how did he live? What the hell? That is crazy. Well, yeah. That's about all I wanted to talk about, I think. Maybe I'll be back with another something like this at some point, but That's all for me.